Hello everybody. Today we are going to do a calibration on the United indicator, which is the 3181L. For purposes of this demonstration, I'm going to go through step by step on how to calibrate from the manual directly. Now the first step to calibrating this scale is you're going to need some type of known weights in order to calibrate your scale. In this situation, what we have at hand is two 25-pound dumbbells, and we're going to use those for the calibration. The other thing that you're going to need is either a set of pliers or some device to cut through a wire, as I'm going to show you here. And having the manual on hand will also make it much easier to follow the step-by-step directions. Now the way that we ship our indicator is that you need to break a seal on the back here in order to get to the actual calibration procedure. This is put into place to avoid customers from making the mistake of uncalibrating the indicator once it arrives, since we ship the product calibrated to our customers. So to start off, we first want to go through and break this seal. After we've removed our lead seal, the next step is going to be to take off this screw here to access the calibration button. So we'll take a screwdriver and we'll loosen this in order to get access. And just to give you guys a close-up shot, here you can see is the button that will put us into calibration mode. Now to put the scale into calibration mode, what we need to do is take our screwdriver and apply pressure to that calibration switch, and we're going to hold that in place. Then we're going to hit the on-off key. We're going to continue to hold that calibration switch until it goes through the countdown phase, and it'll set us to F1. So this is the first start of the calibration. Okay, now that we're in the F1, this is going to be the function that we work in, is the F1 program. So we're going to stay in this F1 mode the whole time as we go through the different settings. So your print button is your enter button, 0 is up, tare is down, and then your pounds kilogram is left, and your right button is gross, and that is all shown here on the actual board for your toggle switch. So first we're going to enter into the F1 parameter setting. F1, we're going to press enter. Now if you want to change the capacity of the scale, it would be done in this mode here. In this case, we're going to leave it at 150 pounds because that's what is the default setting of the scale already. Next, we will toggle down, to F1.2. This is where we'll set the decimal places. In this case, it's a 150-pound scale. We're going to have 2 decimal places set up. So if you wanted to increase the amount of decimal places, you can press the down button or the up button to have more decimal places. But in this case, we're going to leave it at 2, as that's the default setting for the scale. We'll press the enter button and we will move on to F3. F3 will be the number of divisions. So in this case, the default setting is 2. We're going to stick with 2, but if you need to toggle up or down, you can toggle for more. We'll hit the enter button. We'll move into F1.4. All right, so in F1.4, this is where you can either switch between pounds or kilograms. So at F1.4, press the enter button. Now 1 is set to pounds, but if you'd like to set your scale up in kilograms, you would press the 0 button and hit that enter button. In this case, we're going to stay with the default setting, which is pounds. We're going to move on to F5 next. This is going to be your gravitational setting that you can choose. So in different states, each location has a different gravitational function. We suggest that you just leave it at the default setting in this situation. Next, we're going to go to F1.6, and we will go ahead and see the E scale. We will hit enter again. You want to have nothing on the scale and let it go through its countdown function to make sure that it goes to 0. After that's done, we'll move on to F7. We'll hit the enter button. Now we need to load our calibration weights onto the scale. So here, I'm going to take our 25-pound dumbbells, and we will load those onto the scale. We'll hit the enter button, and this is where we're going to actually physically enter in the weight. So I'm going to toggle through and enter in 50 pounds. The scale will go through its countdown function again, and you want it to see 0 and it will hit end. After that is complete, we will take the weights off the scale and we will reset the indicator. We will shut it off by holding the button down and it will give you the off button. Then we're going to power it back on, let it go through the countdown sequence, and then we will test the scale to make sure that it's weighing accurately. Now in this case, we expect to see a little bit of variance because these are not calibration test weights. So they're not going to be exactly 25 pounds. So you will see a little bit of variance. So the best case scenario is that if you have something that you know is the exact weight, that will give you your best accuracy in calibration procedure. So in an instance where you don't have exact weights, you can use these dumbbells in order to calibrate your scale, but you will see a little bit of variance. If you have any questions going through this video, please give us a call and we are happy to help. My name is Fred. I'm the sales manager at Prime USA Scales, and I'd be happy to answer any questions for you. Thank you for watching. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube, and subscribe.